Hello, beautiful. Today I want to share a little bit about my practice of setting a word for the year. I am Eos Koch, a soulful web designer and coach, an energy mastery coach, and also an author of the Soul of Business book. And I'm really passionate about building our business with the cycle of nature, with the cycle of seasons, and with our own inner cycle, with the cycle of the stars, with the moon, like in rhythm, in a natural rhythm, and not just in a singular line. And today I want to give you 3 tips that inspire you to how you can go about if you're like, I want the word of the year, but I don't know where to start. And for me now, I set a word for the year for myself since about, I think it's maybe 10 years because I started when we still lived in Italy, and from there we moved to Switzerland, and from there we moved to Spain. So it's quite some years that this practice really stays with me. Normally I start about around the solstice, the winter solstice here in the northern hemisphere, and then I become clear about my word until the start of the new year. But every year it's a little different. Normally for me it's a process, it's not something that, and it also depends on the year. Sometimes the word is just really there and it's really clear, and there's like no doubts and no wobbles and no should it be this word or that word. And other times I need a lot more of processing, of bringing it together. And I want you to share like the first tip today. The first tip from today is that journaling about how you want to, like, even reflecting on the past year. What did happen on this year? What am I proud of? Who was I? And then going to the new year, and who do I want to be and become, and how do I want to show up and share in the world. And I will share my word of the year in the end of the word I choose for this year in the end of the video. But it's really a process, and I'm still in this process a little bit, so therefore I want to share first how to go about. And I have a winter vision guidebook. It's a seasonal guidebook that I send out to my newsletter every season, and I just send it out at the 21st of December, but you can download it in the link below. And there you find lots of questions that really support you through this process. It supports you to set an intention, to set a direction. Because if we have a clear direction of how we want to feel and who we want to become and how we want to show up in the world and what we want to do and the experience we want to call in, it's a lot more possible that we create that for ourselves, especially if we stay regularly connected with it. So one thing is really journaling about the clarity and then bringing it together and having a clear topic, a clear one word that brings together the whole thing, that how you want to show up. And the second thing is to create a mind map. Like what you just did, you can go back in your you can put in the middle of the mind map, you put in like a circle, and you put in 2022 or the year that you're in, and from there you just go around and you put all the things that this year you want to include for yourself this year, and even the feelings. Like for example, for me 2022 would be spacious, devotion, abundance, impact, beauty, soulful connection, visibility, expansion, growth, grounding. This is just what comes up straight away, but then I can have a few at the overall thing, and I can start to group these words. For me it really is helpful to group them on paper, as I can feel into them and visually group them together or put them in different ways or make lists. and connect them between each other. So for me, it's really a process that is feeling into the words. Allow yourself to feel the world. What is the feeling of the world, and how does the feeling resonate with you? And what could that word invite for you? In my own experience, it's really about both. If we call in the world, if we let ourselves be guided from the world, it means that we will discover this world on a deeper layer. We will teach or learn. This world will teach us the things we have to learn. It will really invite us in a way that we didn't understood the world before. And this a lot of times also means the more shadow side of the world. And for me, especially the world where I chose abundance, I really had to understand first about abundance in one part, but also about the scarcity, to have the whole picture. It's now 3 years ago where I chose that word, and it really taught me the both parts of it, like the more light part and the more shadowy part. There's always a whole integration, I feel. So probably if we choose freedom, it would teach us the part of non-freedom and the part of freedom and expansion. If we choose spaciousness, it probably could teach us the parts where we feel like really tight. Or my word last year was leadership. Not this year. This year was devotion. The year before was leadership. And leadership really taught me and showed me really clearly all the places in my life where I didn't took like responsibility and where I didn't show up as a leader, where I just tried to fit in and hide behind. And the third thing is going to the meditation that I will link below too. It's an ideal day meditation. You can go through it on your own. You can just go through your ideal day, close your eyes, going into meditation and coming from your morning through the day and through the evening. And afterwards you can journal and write your ideal day down, and then you can go in and you can underline all the feeling words that stay out for you. And then you can bring that together and filter the words out and then stay with the words. Sometimes I have to sit with a word for a few days to feel if this would be the word for the year. A lot of time the word that I choose scare me a little bit. They feel really clear. I need to choose this word, but I don't want to. I would love to, especially for example with the word leadership. It felt like a scary word. It was a word that I didn't want to choose, but the word was just so strongly here. There was like no way around that. It was just, this is the word for the year. And I was like, no, I want to choose beauty, and I want to choose like soft words and more gentle words, and I want to choose connection. But the word was so strongly there, and it was just like, no, it's leadership. There's like no running away for you. And it needed a little bit of courage to step into that and to say yes to that. So if that's a process for you that where you need to trust, just allow that and allow embracing it all and trust the process. So I will link the meditation for the guided meditation for the ideal day, which is another YouTube video below, and you can just go through that and let yourself be guided. So, and from my word for the year, for this year, the 2022, I strongly feel impact. I just feel like that's kind of where I'm heading towards, and after the word of devotion, which felt like so delicious, I don't want to let it go, honestly. I feel that I want to be more intentional with what I do and how I show up and who I am even in my world, in my real reality, and in the online world too. So I will still sit with that. It could still change because I'm not quite at the end of the process. I'm still sitting with different words. For right now, it feels strongly that it will be that. But I surely will share once I made my final decision. I will share it on my Instagram. And normally, if you're like following me along through the year, you will hear like reflections, and I also will do a reflection on devotion on my word from this year, and then calling in the new. And if you have a word for the year, I would love that you share it in the YouTube comments below here, or send me an email and share it with me. I really, really, really would love to hear what word you choose for yourself. Or if you have questions, I'm happy to be here for you. And remember to give me a like on the video and also subscribe to my channel so you will get more inputs. And I'm wishing you a beautiful, beautiful day and lots of fun choosing a word for your year. Bye!